Good morning, Year 2, and welcome to our Maths No Problem lesson on Thursday, the 25th of February 2021. You are really whizzing through this fractions chapter, and today we are moving on to fractions lesson 4. So you need to find your Maths No Problem textbook to be page 110. And today we're introduced to fractions of thirds. Okay, fractions we're going to be looking at today are thirds. And in our own focus task, we start with a very delicious looking cake. Okay, can you see it here with that lovely raspberry jam? That's what I'm imagining. Maybe strawberry jam with some buttercream, lovely light sponge, and then some icing on the top. Oh, how yummy. So yummy that Sam here and Holly took a piece each. I'm not surprised, are you? And the question is, how much of this cake did they take all together? Have a little think. If it's cut into 3 equal pieces and they took 1 piece each, how much have they taken and eaten all together? I'm sure you're all shouting the answer out right now. Okay, so if the cake is divided into 3 equal parts, which it is, the name of each part is a third. Say that for me. The name of each part is a third or 1/3. So if Sam ate 1/3 and Holly ate 1/3, together they ate 2/3. Well done. And the mirror explains it here beautifully. She says 1/3, okay, is equal to 1/3, and 2/3 is equal to 2/3. That's what it looks like when we record it, okay, using numbers. Now, children, let's move on to part 2 of Let's Learn, because here we're going to be learning some new mathematical vocabulary linked with fractions, some technical words, okay, that you're going to have to master over the next few weeks and days, okay? So, numerator, can you say that? Numerator indicates the number above the line. Here we've got the numerator of 1, and denominator, okay, is the technical word we use for the number that's under the line. Now the numerator tells us the number of pieces. So here it shows the number of pieces that's been shaded in this circle. So there is 1 part shaded of the circle, 1/3 shaded. So the numerator is 1. It's the number of pieces that's been shaded. And the denominator tells us how many equal parts the item has been divided into. So the circle's been divided into 3 equal parts. So the denominator is 3. Just like the denominator over here is 3 because the cake is in 3 equal parts. Okay, so looking at this picture, we've got 2 parts shaded. So the numerator changes to 2, okay, the number of pieces that's been shaded in, and the denominator remains at 3 because the circle is still in 3 equal parts. Okay, so I want you to say after me, the numerator tells us the number of pieces. Well done. The denominator tells us how many equal parts the item is divided into. Excellent. So you've learned 2 new words today, numerator and denominator. Okay, so have a little look at this table here that Amira is presenting to us as well. Here we've got the picture of a circle divided into 2 equal parts. The purple part represents a fraction of a half, 1/2. 1 part out of 2 equal parts. So the numerator is 1 and the denominator is 2. Here, the circle is divided up into thirds, and that symbol representing a third using the numbers 1/3 looks like this. And so 1 part out of 3 equal parts has been shaded. Our numerator is 1 and our denominator is 3. And finally, we've got a circle divided into 4 equal parts or quarters. Okay, and sometimes in Maths No Problem, they're called fourths. And 1 of the parts has been shaded pink, so we represent that as 1/4. quarter, 1 over 4, okay, where our numerator is 1, the number of pieces has been shaded in, and our denominator is 4 because the circle's been divided into 4 equal parts. Okay, children, I hope you can remember those words, numerator and denominator, and what they mean, what they represent. Okay, so try and remember those 2 new words. Then we move on to guided practice. Question 1. Which pictures show 1/3 of the shape shaded? So children, remember the fraction of 1/3. You're looking for 1/3 shaded in. It's got to be a shape that's divided into 3 equal parts with one of the parts shaded. Let's have a look at the first picture together. First of all, do we have a shape that's divided into 3 equal parts? Yes, we do. A square has been divided into 3 equal-sized rectangles. Is one of the parts shaded? Yes, it's shaded yellow. So we can give that one a tick. Moving on to the second one. Do this one with you as well. Is the shape, the square, divided into 3 equal parts? Well, it's divided into 3 parts. One. Oh, my pen doesn't seem to be working as well as it usually does. So I'll try again. 1, 2, 3 parts. But are they equal, children? I don't think so. Look how big that blue shaded section is compared to the 2 little white triangles. So even though one part out of the 3 has been shaded, they aren't thirds because they are not equal parts. So we can't give that one a tick. Okay, so you need to move on and look at the other shapes and decide whether 1/3 has been shaded or not. Tick the ones that have. In question 2, what fraction of the shape is shaded is the question. And here we've got 3 shapes and they've got different amounts of sections shaded. So you're looking now at figuring out what the numerator and denominator will be so you could write the fractions correctly underneath. So first of all, let's have a look at how many equal parts we've got here. Well, first of all, are the parts equal? Yes, they're all triangles, aren't they? 1, 2, 3. So our denominator is going to be 3. But we're asked what fraction is shaded. So how many parts are shaded? 2 out of 3. So our numerator is 2 and our denominator is 3. 2/3 of the shape's been shaded. You have to do the same for the next 2 pictures. Be careful, children, because even though this lesson's called Showing Thirds and it's all about the fraction of a third, Master Problem have put in some different fractions as well now to try and trick you, but I know you won't be tricked, will you? Question 3. This green square, all shaded in, shows 1. So it's 1 whole square. You have to write the fraction that is shaded in the rest of those pictures. And remember, think about your numerator and your denominator. Your denominator is how many equal parts is the shape divided into, and that number goes below the line. And then how many parts are shaded is your numerator, and that number goes above the line. Okay. Good luck with that, children. And when you've completed your guided practice, you can move on to complete worksheet 4, pages 101 to 102. And they look like this. Question 1, circle the pictures that show 1/3 of the shape shaded. So again, you're revising that fraction of a third and thinking about, are these pictures divided into 3 equal parts and is 1 part shaded? Second question, you are doing the shading. You can get your coloured pencils out if you wish, and you can colour fraction of 1/2, 1/3 and 1/4 on these pictures. And finally, you've got to decide what fraction has been shaded in these 4 shapes. What fraction has been shaded? And remember, your numerator and your denominators as you work out the answers. Okay, well done, Year 2. I'm sure you're going to do amazingly at this lesson, just as you have with all the others this week. Well done.